Hey guys, I wanted to come in here and just do a bit of a cleaning out of all my plants. My name is Hannah and this is my dog Nova. She loves saying what's up and hanging out with me while I do all my chores. But she's definitely a retriever and wants to just roll in everything, so you might not see her for all of the clips here. So I'm just going to pull out my plants probably one by one and kind of look over them, see how they're doing. I have a lot of seedlings that have been on the struggle bus lately. I think a lot of them unfortunately got underwatered and died back quite a bit. I almost lost my PM1 OG6 or PM6 OG4. I don't remember, but we'll check it out. Hopefully get some good updates. All right. So this is my luxurian. I actually just did a really big chop on her, but this is the second oldest leaf. Hopefully it's focusing. And then it stunted its newest one. Unfortunately, it didn't upsize. I'm not 100% sure what happened. Honestly, okay, so the last substrate it was in wasn't in my pond mix that I get from, well, I get the bark and the tree fern fiber from Tizula, but I mix it up on my own and get pumice. It's cheaper, just so I can save on costs. But it was in a different substrate, and I think it just wasn't very good for it. So yeah, I held off on repotting it because it was giving me new leaves so often that I didn't want to stunt its growth. But unfortunately, it did in a way. I just wanted to see more leaves on it because this was one of the leaves that I had when I got it. And as you can see, even the stem, all the stems were green. So when I saw this guy that came out and I saw that, typical red stem, I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. But yeah, this is probably the prettiest Lux that I've had. I had one other one, but I think it was a luxurian Lux, or what is it? A Radica? Anyway, it's the one that looks like a Lux, but it's not. It's like really tapered. It's not as round. But I had one of those, didn't really love it. So when I actually got a Lux, I was so surprised with its features, and especially after it started upsizing, I was very, very surprised. And there's the kitty. I don't know if he's in the frame, but I'll show you Mr. Marcus here. Come here, baby. Okay, never mind. He does not want to come on camera. Apparently he's camera shy. But yeah, I think it just needs a deep watering because this is like new substrate recently that I put it in. So sometimes it just needs like a really deep watering a couple times, and then it starts liking life again. So put that to the side for watering. But I did take a butt cut when I repotted it. So there's actually two in here. And this was, let's see. Oh yeah, these are mid cuts. So hopefully you can see that. Two butt cuts. I think both of these actually had, yeah, they have growth points on them. The second mid cut, actually, I broke it. So I cut it. It doesn't have an auxiliary bud, which probably means it won't grow, but quit getting your face in the frame. But yeah, so it doesn't have auxiliary bud, but I didn't want to just toss it. I just wanted to see if some magic happened and or might have been missing something. And there's the actual butt cut. So I think I saw two auxiliary buds on it. It's quite long. So yeah, hopefully I get a bunch of little Lux babies here soon. From those, we'll just pop those off to the side. Now I gotta check this one for rot. The substrate seems to stay very, very moist where I have it. So it's like, as you can see here, it's growing a lot of algae on top. Obviously, it only grows algae where the light hits it. So if you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's this leaf here casts a shadow. So there's no, what do you call it, algae growing underneath it, but it looks like it's pushing a new leaf here soon. Got a little point there. So I'm hoping that happens soon because this one's also been really stunted. But this was an offset from my dock block that I got from Peace, Love, and Happiness in Seattle. It's a non-specific dock block. It's kind of when they had those like like the first batch of tissue culture that hit the market. And I really loved that when I first got it, all the sinuses were fused. And then it went through a rough point because I had it in the cabinet, it wasn't living life in there, and I brought it into the tent and it kind of tanked. And then from there, it reset itself. And all the new leaves it gave me, none of them were fused. So that was really, really disappointing because I loved it for that aspect, but it doesn't do that anymore. And it always baffles me when a plant like has predominant traits, like completely fused. It looked like a forgetii kind of fused. It was flat on top, so not exactly like a forgetii, but there was no divot, like no signs that those leaves were gonna split. This one here was a part of those plants that I purchased from Katie. This one is a Dress Carla Bevep. Show you the plant tag. I'm not sure whose plant tags these are, because I have a few of them that obviously were from the same person through Katie. I don't know if these are her tags or somebody else's, so if you know, let me know. I might just have no idea about some of the OGs or something. But its nickname is Pickle. And it's stinking cute, and it hasn't given me any growth since this last leaf. It's really, really cute. And I love Bevep. I don't have a pure Bevep yet, but I'm hoping that'll be kind of my next plant purchase. My last two were Dressleri plus some like seedlings here and there. But yeah, I'm definitely addicted to Dressleri still. Can't quite get over it. I would like to have like 3 to 4 Dressleri where I can start crossing them and breeding them and make a lot of pure Dressleri. And then from there, I'll probably get more into Bevep. Yeah, so in our next place, I want to move a lot of plants into ambient and start doing like the plants that really need to be in a tent. I want them to be in here, but I really want a lot more plants out and about because like this apartment we're currently in, it's quite small. There's not like any natural light that gets in here. So in the next place, that's going to be something that I really, really prioritize. So I can actually have some plants in the hangout space. And like, it's not that I don't enjoy them. It's just I want to be around them more, if that makes sense. So yeah. Anyway, back to this guy. I think I see some rot in here. There's obviously a lot of algae, so I might get in it. I might take a butt cut. I know it's hasn't been doing anything, but sometimes they just need to be disrupted to like start going again. So we'll see what happens, but she's been like this for 8 months. So I really, really got to find something. I might put her in like a prop box too. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, this guy. I don't think I have enough soil to repot her, so she might just have to make do. But her roots are looking great. I don't know if they're showing up super well. They look so good. And I've always seen like really, really big. Yeah, her roots are looking really good. But yeah, I almost got rid of her. One of my other Addisonii, just like the regular mint, I did rehome. I think I actually had 2 of them. One I gave to a friend and one I sold on Facebook Marketplace. It was the funny thing is it was actually really hard to sell it because the person I got it from, I can't remember if it was gifted or I got it for really cheap as like a bundle situation. But I was like, oh, you know, like this is a pretty popular plant. I'll continue the good graces that were given to me. So I sold it for like $15, and so many people like were so unconvinced that it didn't have pests or that I wasn't scamming them. So just as a warning to everybody, don't sell it for too much under where people are going to think you're a psycho. But yeah, this new leaf is insane. I think it just unfurled it. My God, I can't speak. Maybe just a few days ago, but she's doing great. I love the interspatial noding, or the space of the nodes in between them. It's not like the most compact I've ever seen somebody's, but it's kind of nice to, I don't know, it's like perfect space in between every one of them. It's almost very, very consistent. And if I do ever want to chop it, it's going to be a lot easier than when they're super, super compact like anthurium are. It's hard to get in there sometimes. So yeah, I'm actually really loving her. She ended up being one of my favorite plants. And she looks just like a mint. Like, I know there's a big difference between the tricolor and the mint, but to me, it's kind of all the same. But I think in the mint, they're less like, they have less, you know, like warpiness to them. At least the one I had a lot less warpiness. So ultimately, that's why I kept this one. Because like wherever the variegation was, it just like, you know, shrunk up wherever that was. So let's see. Actually, I just might keep her out over here so I can get to everybody else a little bit easier. I know for a fact this one needs a real bad repot. I've had it for 3 years or something. There's a bunch of dog hair on the bottom of it too. This poor thing. There might be a spider living there. Ooh, gross. But I'll show you guys really quick because if there is a spider, I will drop her. So this is my anthurium fingers. I forget the actual name of it. It's actually pretty cool. It is something that I got for breeding purposes because, you know, it's this and the clairvernarium that make the Delta Force. So when everybody was freaking about the Delta Force, I was like, what if I just got a clairvernarium and a finger and made my own? But I have both of those plants and they've never once flowered for me. And because they weren't flowering, I pretty much stopped kind of putting in the work for it. And now you can get Delta Force for like $100 for either a tissue culture or like a very small cutting or a seedling. So the hype's a little bit over. Looking back at it, for me, Delta Force doesn't really quite give that same feel that I once had for it. But I am glad I did get the clairvernarium and this guy because they're pretty cool on their own. This is its newest leaf. I think it's stunted. Oh, it's actually, oh, it's still hardening. Okay. But I don't know. I can't tell if it's like that's the new shape it's taking on in maturity or if it just needs a lot of everything. But either way, I actually really like the shape of it. It's very cool. So I will probably repot this when I do a restock of my substrate along with the Addisonii. I will have to grab the camera and show you guys my crystal. I've tried selling this one. I've tried keeping it. I keep going back and forth. It was flowering so frequently for me, but the last leaf it gave was like, it's really stunted. Just because I kept switching it back to ambient and then putting it in a tent and then moving it to somewhere else. It just takes up so much space in here. And the prior setup that I had in here, it was like almost all the space. So I stuffed it back in here after I got the shelving system. Ooh, sorry. And it has its own corner. It's cozy. She's loving life. I'm just really hoping it starts flowering again so I can start crossing it. Just because it's such a good staple plant. Everybody has crystal. I don't think they're like, you know, crazy expensive anymore by any means, but it's just a good looking plant. And like if you cross it with something like a Lux, it just makes a cool hybrid. Anything crossed with a Lux. So it's one of those ones where it's like I might just cross it with itself and just have like a bunch of babies and maybe like, you know, if I keep like a lineage program, you know, like breeding program for it specifically, and just keep doing back crosses with like little babies and maybe like throw a new plant in there every now and then. Could be, you know, a really cool situation. So who knows? But let's go ahead and bring the seedlings down to the lower level so I can access them a little bit better. So please be patient with me when I'm showing you these guys because they are sad. A lot of them are, you know, readjusting. But yeah, it was really frustrating because they first dried out and then I uprooted them, like quite a bit of them, uprooted them, was checking on them. I chopped off the dried out roots and stuff. A lot of them were actually doing really, really good. And I don't know really what happened after that. Like, I don't know. It was just a whole lot of everything. They've just been having a rough go at life. But yeah, so the Carla I was talking about earlier is a Carla OG4 XPM6. It's a BB Tropicals that I got through Pantyweeb. This one I believe was a giveaway. I want to say I won it doing one of her games, or I like won the little giveaway on Palm Street. But there's that. It was looking so good as well. It had like 3 leaves there. Like you can see the bottom one there. And I've kept it on just because like there's some green on there. And I like want the plant to kind of suck out that nutrients to stabilize the rest of it. And hopefully, I don't know. You know, it's like I don't, especially for small seedlings, I don't like chopping off ugly leaves until they're done with them. I just don't want to disrupt them any more than they need to be. So, but anyway, she has come back from the dead. And I'm super happy because this is, I think, my only pure Carla. Yeah, everything else is a cross. So if she doesn't make it, I'm going to be so distraught. I'm going to be so sad. But, all right, actually, I do have another pure Carla. And I'll pull that guy out right now because he's actually looking really, really good. This is from Jiggy. There's some roots coming out the bottom. I'll move this here. But yeah, it says Pure Carla JP1 Scott Clone X RA10S1. I always like Jiggy's plant tags because they're just really nice and clean. They have a little QR code. I don't think I've ever scanned the QR code on this. I might just bring it to his website. But yeah, this one's really, really pretty. Its roots are coming out every which way. I will go ahead and chop off some of those super, like, the little, like, you know, seedling leaves where it just pushes out from the soil. Because those ones are dead, obviously. That was a while ago. But it looks like she is trying to push out a new leaf here soon. I'm a little scared she has rot. I'm definitely nervous. I might put this to the side and make sure that's not what's going on. It was growing really, really well, and I've noticed there's just not been any new leaves. Because this newest one here is actually decently. I also second to last leaf. It's so bubbly and round. It's so cute, and like that silver blush right down the center of the veins is so pretty. But I don't know. Let's take a look. Take a little peeky peek. It definitely needs a repot, which I have enough soil to repot her. So we'll just put her to the side, take care of her, especially because I don't want this one dying. So that'd be horrible. And here is her cousin who did, unfortunately, do we not have any roots growth? Oh, yeah. So this one was growing really well as well. It's the same one, same plant and everything. But this one was so prone to root rot, dude. I swear to God. I put it in so many different substrates. I've tried to just give it all the life or all the necessaries of life and everything, and it just hasn't been loving it. And what really frustrates me is I preferred the look of her over that one. Not that the other one's not gorgeous, but it was like, it was a lot lighter. It was interesting. It was super interesting. It kept giving me this really interesting, I don't know, it's like the tips or something just held on to a little bit of orange tint. It was so pretty. It smells good. I'm not smelling any rot, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's what happened with the PM6 OG4. Is that the stump looked pretty similar to this guy, for the exception of that one leaf that's just been very slowly dying off. Yeah, I just left it alone. I made sure it wasn't sopping wet, but I made sure it was damp, like all the moss, and it came back to life. So I'm kind of holding out hope for this. There's still some green going on. It had like an active growth point that popped up, and I was really excited to see what maybe it would have came from it, but I don't know. It's not doing anything right now. I'll just keep it in the corner, keep it cozy, see if I get anything. Here's another one that really surprised me. And the weird thing is this one I got to keep wet, guys. It is with red spider. I actually traded one of my cuttings for this. But yeah, there's its newest leaf. It will show. But yeah, this is my red spider. I forget the name. I can look it up later. But I posted on Facebook just looking to trade my King of Spades cuttings, and somebody commented that they have this little red spider. And I've always wanted a red spider. It kind of looks like this one has that red dot in the center with its newest leaf, which is really exciting because the mother plant he showed me, I didn't quite see that. And now the other leaves have been showing that. So very, very exciting stuff. Hopefully it keeps with it. And it actually looks like, yeah, there's two of them here. It already had an offset, so it's been interesting. This one's just been growing like crazy. It's chilled out a little bit. I took the dome off of it because it was kind of outgrowing the dome. And I wanted it to slowly acclimate a little bit to just being in the tent, which this tent is super humid. It's anywhere from like 70 to 80 just because my fans aren't super strong. And if I do leave a little crack in it, the humidity drops so far down that it's worth just keeping that humidity really high. So that's what that. This one, oh my God, this one is wet as well. I think one of the plants like on the top-ish row like peed a little when I put it away. And unfortunately, I think it just landed right in this seedling. But this one, hey, hi kitty. Sorry, all the pets want us to come say hi. So they're all here. I just want to check to make sure she's not rotting with how wet this substrate is. We might take her out of the seedling bin and bring her up a little. She looks okay. She's working on a new leaf. But yeah, this is a Woohoo's first night. I freaking scored, guys. I was so excited. I was just scrolling on Facebook Marketplace, and somebody on there was doing $15 for their Woohoo's first night seedlings. The amount of joy and excitement. It was actually my birthday. So the amount of joy and excitement I found on my birthday looking for this plant was unbelievable. I was so stoked. But I just want to get in there and make sure these roots aren't squishy. Got these new nails. I'm trying the press on thing, and they're really pretty, but I'm like, I can't do anything. Yeah, I think that she's doing okay. It looks like there's some rot in there, so I might pull it out. It's hard to tell because I really want that new leaf to stick around. So we'll just let her get some air. We'll give it a little bit of time. But I'll check on her later this week and kind of make sure everything's... I'll just put her underneath the light. The light will kind of... From my experience, I have so many lights in here that I have a plant right under the light. It just really helps dry them out. Which they're not... They're a little warm, but they're not super hot. So this one, really unfortunate. It keeps dying. I really just need to pull it up and check what's going on. But the roots are insane. It's just... I think this one I top watered a lot when I was younger. So like all the roots are coming out the top and nothing on the bottom. So I might just need to take a gander what's going on. But I will cut its oldest leaf. Let that kind of... It's already dead. She's done. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with her. She just keeps not pushing new leaves. She's taking away the other ones, but the root system looks great from what I can see. So we'll take a deeper investigation and check out what's going on. But this one looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. This one was struggling. It was very similar look to the other one, just smaller. Just chopping off some of those old leaves. Okay, that's sticking in there. It's like really long. There, see? Yeah, really long tree fern fiber. And it's just kind of like wrapped up in the plant. So I just want to take that out. But this one is a wonderful Exara X Pink Lemonade. It's really cute. Same thing, just kind of got stunted. I'm used to growing all my seedlings in moss, so when I got a lot of these shipments in, they were in similar substrate to what I have all my more mature, cattail-sized plants in. And with, you know, a tiny 2-inch pot, it dries out a lot quicker than what I'm used to, which I'm always a little interested because some people say like the sphagnum moss dries out faster, but I've always put it in domes, so I don't really have to water it like ever. Just making sure it's damp. But these guys, I feel like they hold on to water and then they're just dry randomly. So it was just a learning curve, and I think that's kind of what happened with all that. This one I got from Pow and Josh. It's really, really cute. This is its newest leaf. I think I gotta push it to the back. I think it's getting too much light. It's looking really chlorophyllc. Chlorophyll? What is that word? Lacking chlorophyll. But it is a Carla Blackier T3 Extra Narrow. And you can definitely see the narrowness. I don't know if it's going to hold on to that because obviously it's tiny and really cute. But it actually handled shipping really well. I was expecting, you know, some of these older leaves to kind of start dying off, but they really stopped aging. So, all in all, this one's doing really good. I'm just going to push it towards the back where it can get a little bit more shade. I just think it's getting too much light. Which some plants are just a little more sensitive to all that, so. What other seedlings? Oh yeah, I'll show you like the seedlings that I got. Let's see, this one is a Carly Bevep X Red Mag. This one is Miranda Planty Weebs. It's getting a new leaf. I think I have 2 of these, actually. Yeah, so these are both the same seedling. They came from the same seedling batch. And this new leaf I'm really interested about. So it's really, really orangey. And it looks like it's finally turning green. But yeah, I don't know what's up with it. I don't know if it just stopped growing or if it's maturing out, but it's so wild. These two, they're same. Like obviously they look so different, which is normal when you get seedling crosses and stuff, but I've never grown out 2 seedlings from the same batch. It's always been here and there. So it's fun comparing them as they mature out and get older. Same thing. I'm going to push these towards the back. I just feel like they're getting a little washed out. I'll keep them next to each other because I did not, and they're siblings and they belong together. And this one, oh my god, I don't know if you can even see it. Hopefully, it is the tiniest little itty bittiest leaf on planet Earth, and I think it's not sticking around, but it's really, really cute. It's like, oh my god, I don't even know what size comparison I can put this to. But it's probably a centimeter by a centimeter. I mean, it's so little. Oh my god, that's cute. But I got this seedling with the 2 others in a seedling release giveaway from Miranda. And this is a Black Widow X Michelle. So, huge wish list plant. This thing is, when it matures out, it's so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. And I want to say this is actually this guy. Yeah, so this I got randomly. Oh no, the tag's kind of worn off. It's a Forgetii Waro X Indoport. So it's like, you know, a complex one in it. I think the roots are okay. This one kind of stunted as well. This is its newest leaf. Which, is it still? Yeah, it's hardened. Okay. But this is kind of where, you know, I can show you the most of its traits. And this is a tiny, tiny butt cut, which it's getting a new leaf, which is insane. This thing, when I cut it, I've cut this so many times. I think I sold one of the cuttings that was a little smaller than this. I have this guy. And yeah, there's one in the other plant cabinet as well. So this one has been a beast, honestly. Like, I feel like sometimes when you get like those insane hybrids, they just go and go. Looks like, I don't know if it, I don't think it has a pest. Yeah, no, I think it just had a little bit of a fungal problem there for a second. I think it's just prior damage, but we will chop it off just in case. And I've been meaning to kind of chop off some of the old leaves on this anyway, because it just goes out so crazy, and it kind of kills me to chop off a lot of the old leaves, because like this one, even though I think it had fungal problems on it, it was really pretty. And I liked that kind of bushy look, but I'll save the bushiness for when it's more mature and can do more with it. But there's that for now. So I'll pop that. Actually, I'm gonna put this down here for now, since we're gonna be pulling more and more out. But I'm just gonna kind of go back and forth. So this one, I think it's hard to eat. It's a black font on a black pot, so it's kind of hard to read. But I do have quite a few jiggy plants in my seedling batch, and there's one other one. Just one. I think I gifted away one of them because it was pissing me off and I couldn't handle it anymore. Oh, whoa. To try to show you. It's having one of the roots come out like the leaf area. That is crazy looking. But anyway, this one is a RLSF F2 X Bessier VSOP. Yeah, so this is one of Jiggy's hybrids. We'll just chop off that dead leaf there. And this one was also one of the unfortunately stunted ones, but she's getting a new leaf now. So it's really, like I said, it's really nice to see a lot of these pick up and go again. Because the first seedling batch, they all had a hard time. The second seedling batch, they're better, and then I moved them all in here, but they were on the ground, and I think it was too cold with the mix of like them drying out really quickly. That was a learning curve for sure. I didn't really have too many seedlings prior to that. Most of the plants I got were, a little bit more, they're still juvenile, but they weren't seedlings. Whoa. Seedlings. So yeah, it's been a journey. Nova, stop. Sorry guys, she's moving my thing. But this one I think I got as a planty giveaway from Miranda, but I want to say it's Max Aeroids. Yeah, so this is Carla Pap X Pacific Coast Pap. And I think, no, I'm going to show you the one up there. It's becoming one of my favorites. It's really pretty, but I think it's an NSC Port X Carla. I was like, you're not the same, but here's this one. Its roots are going crazy, but we're not seeing too much from the leaves. So yeah, I think this one will be one of the group that I repot on the later ones. So there's that. This one gave me a new leaf, but it looks like it got all funky. Another jiggy plant, Carla Blackier GHP1 X BVEP round, and X Pap RLO back cross. So yeah, there's that. I think I'm gonna cut off this, like after I just said, I'm not gonna, I try not to cut off. Hey, Marcus. Come here, buddy. Sorry. Everyone wants to see what I'm doing. I'm sitting on the floor, so obviously I'm here for them. But yeah. Yeah, it still has some life to it. It could be providing for the plant, but I'm gonna chop it. I'm gonna chop it. Sorry if the cat gets on the frame or his whiskers. He is checking out. Hey. No. He's trying to rub up my camera, but he's going to knock it over. So definitely don't want that. Not a good time. Here is one of my seedlings from a while ago. It's a Dark Phoenix NXC Port. This one, the roots look great. This one's always been kind of a pain in the butt, so I think I'm just going to chop it back. This one I might put in a dome as well and just force it to re-go, man. It's been a pain in the butt. It was getting to a good size, and then it just like yellowed out all of its leaves, kind of like it did again. But the roots keep looking great, so I have to do some research. It might just be something that I'm missing in my care. I don't know, so... This is a crystal that I got from Send Nodes. This was a part of the thrip infestation. It no longer has thrips anymore, but yeah, it was so pretty. Just big classic crystal, so much veins and stuff. But it's kind of weird. It's like all bubbly. So this is its first leaf it's given me since then. But I'm really hoping to see her come back to life. Oh, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I think that, yeah, let's see. That almost does it for all the seedlings. There's one more. This one is Michelle X Wonder Boy. Hasn't really been, it's shooting more leaves down in there, but it looks, that leaf looks all fungally to me, so we'll chop that off too. Try not to touch the fungus-y ones too much, and then, you know, go touch other plants. Obviously, sometimes I do it. But we'll just keep it to this guy. This one looks safe. She looks okay. So, and it could just, it really could be an algae thing that kind of looks like on the leaves like a fungus thing. Because it does suck the nutrients from the plant, because obviously algae is growing in the substrate, and it also takes the nutrients from the substrate. Because I do fertilize these, so it kind of also promotes the algae in a way. I don't know all the details. I just vaguely know that's kind of how it works, and I could be talking out of my ass, honestly. But anyway, so yeah, that about does it for all the seedlings. I just got a couple to take care of. I am going to pop them back in there because I don't want them... because even the humidity from in there to right here is vastly different. So I will put them in the corner so I remember to take care of them. Yeah, we're gonna do the same thing there. Chop that one off. We'll get a stump collection going. I'm gonna say the same thing for this one. Yeah, stumpy stump. We'll do a little stump TLC. It's so pretty. It's so dress heavy in my opinion. And obviously this leaf is small, but still juvenile and doesn't have all of its characteristics, but it looks very dress heavy to me. Sad. We'll take care of it. She'll be okay. She'll be fine. All right, pop those guys back up where they belong. Okay. Yeah, a lot of these next plants that I have to show are going to be ones that unfortunately suffered greatly during the thrips infestation. Because I grew or collected a good handful of anthuriums when I was getting into anthuriums, and then almost immediately after I got thrips. I found it first on my staghorn fern. I don't know what kind of plantaceurium it is. I lost the tag ages ago. But yeah, I found like a fully mature thrip fly off of it. And I was like, oh my God, because it's so moss dense that I didn't notice it for such a long time. So yeah, it was terrible. And that was my first pest infestation. I've never had pests before. This was really early on in my anthurium specifically collecting era, or time when I started getting heavily into anthurium. And if you know thrips and you know spider mites, you know that they're kind of the worst. And I got just the worst thrips infestation ever. And I was spraying things with Captain Jacks pretty regularly, except for the plantaceurium, because they were on the wall, they were full of moss, and it just didn't quite cross my mind. Especially because they're so fuzzy that, you know, the leaves can like be really easily harmed. So I wasn't really keeping up with them regularly. And then I found it and I was like, what the hell is that? And it was horrible. So anyway, that's all my trauma. So this guy was part of that really sad. It was looking so good too. It was getting to a point where I was like, oh my God, it might start, you know, throwing me bigger leaves. It's so close to being a caterpillar. And then she got thrips and almost died, unfortunately. But we finally got another leaf. So stoked. I love Ace of Spades. It's probably one of my favorite anthuriums. I just see people's like matured ones out and I'm like, oh. Try not to like put too much expectation on her. But I want her to be beautiful and large. You just gotta be patient sometimes. And luckily she didn't die on me, so good stuff. Yeah, she's getting a new leaf. I've had this so many years. well, I mean, like I only started really getting heavily into anthurium maybe like 2.5, 3 years ago. So many years to me is like not that far along. We'll bring back down this one so I can get to the back guy. Okay. Oh, yeah. She's looking good. Oh, no. The ring's touching her. There we go. All right. Oh, okay. Here. You can see it. This was what I was talking about that dock block. It is like, look at that sinus, dude. Look at that. Ugh. That's its last fused sinus leaf. It was so cool. And unfortunately, I think she has to go. She's just old and tiresome. Goodbye, my sweet love. Ugh. Ugh. It's so sad. She's still pretty. I still really like her. We still love her. But look at this new leaf. Freaking cute. Freaking cute, guys. It looks like, oh no. It looks like its watering schedule has been a little weird. This one got repotted not too long ago, so I think it's not quite used to having a little bit more space with a little bit more water. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it in the camera too well. When it has that patterning, it means of inconsistent water. A lot of time, like in my experience, it's because I overwater them, is when they get that way. But yeah, it's just inconsistent watering that they'll get that almost translucent leaf marks, and there's a little bit on the other side too. So that sucks, because this is its new leaf, and obviously you want it to look good. I don't think it's gonna be terrible, but it's obviously gonna have spots here and there that just aren't what you want. I always forget the name of that occurrence. I know it starts with like E and D. I always think edamame. It's not what it is, but because I think of it as edamame, I can't remember the actual name for the life of me. So this was one of the plants that I also got around my birthday. Ooh, she's really dry. I'll be right back. So yeah, this one I got around my birthday too. And I'm sorry, she's like bone dry. She's in the back, and it's not good. This poor thing. I literally only had her for a few months, and I put her in the back and kind of constantly forget about her, which really sucks because she's actually one of my favorites. So don't judge me, but we're just gonna give her some water. I'll have to keep an eye on her because it was pretty dry. So hopefully this is going to be okay. But yeah, this is my, what is this? RL Clone X Self. So this is a RL, pure RL, which is really exciting. There was like a little dealio on Facebook. Same thing, found it on my birthday. I was finding some hot deals on my birthday, guys. It was a good day for plants. I would literally, my husband Kale was like, oh, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to do nothing but sit on my computer and wait for hot deals. Because if you know how fast some of those plant groups like sift through quick, little deals and stuff, and how quickly people buy up stuff, you know that just sitting on your computer all day sometimes is worth it if you're really, really looking for something cool. But same thing, I'm just going through, trimming up some of her old leaves. I got a puddle with all these old leaves in there. But yeah, that new leaf is looking hot. She looking gorgeous. This one I was a little scared because when I was unpacking her, I dropped her. And she was in pond, like a little 2-inch cup of pond. And she just spilled out everywhere. And I was like, I'm just gonna pop her in moss. I'm not gonna try to stick her back in that little pot and hope for the best. I stuck her in the tent and she's actually doing really good. And I keep neglecting her. And I do feel bad, guys. I do feel bad. It's not that I want to. It's that things happen sometimes. And unfortunately, it just keeps happening to her. So, all right, I'm just gonna pop some of these guys back in there. Let's see. I need to find another place for my Lux, and I'll water her too. So I'll just do it right now. Give her a little water, a little spritzy spritz. We'll let her soak up some water too. Usually for my substrate that I have, I water a little bit on top, but I really like, after I water on top, really try to let it just kind of sit in water and let it soak up, because the top dries out so fast. And then, like, obviously if the top's wet, you're gonna have roots that kind of grow on the surface because everything's gonna reach towards water. So I just kind of let it sit in a bowl and make sure that the bottom of it gets more submerged than the top. And it's not quite like pond, so it, you know, holds on to water more. So it's gonna get root rot if you let it sit in water. In my experience, because my tent is so humid, it's not gonna dry out in the same way. I have like a bit of an interesting setup and way of doing things, but I like trying to get in my plant tent as much as possible. And I water like anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week. So, you know, if I'm going on vacation, I will set them up with like reservoirs and like really open up a little crack or something and like make it less humid. But it's a good way for me to like go in there and just be able to have a reason to go in there, instead of just kind of checking on everybody and pulling them out for no reason. You know what I mean? So, okay. So now we're up to rows 1, 2, and 3. Top row doesn't really have much of anything on it because the space between the top row and the roof is very small, unfortunately. You've probably seen Nova in the corner. No, stay over there. Stay over there, babies. I wonder if you can see her in the frame. She's like trying to ease her way up. Yeah, you definitely saw her there. Stay, sit. Stay. Okay? Sorry, probably have a water mustache. I just chugged a bunch of water. It's like, it's a little toasty getting all this, but it's also cozy, so it's fine. But we'll go ahead and get this guy a little bit more water, and then I'll pull out the next couple plants to show you guys. There we go. Okay. This one was one of the thrip damage guys. Probably could use a little bit more water, honestly. Okay, so this is one of the other ones that also unfortunately got thrip damage. This is my RLXFS. She dried out really bad recently, which really sucks because this is her newest leaf. Freaking gorge, man. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I thought I just repotted her, but look at these roots. No, she's been in here for a while, actually. Yeah, because I was using, instead of tree fern fiber, moss. And in this scenario, when they're bigger, I feel like the tree fern fiber works better. Yeah, the moss just gets a lot of algae buildup really quickly versus the tree fern fiber and what I've been experiencing so far. But I might, she's getting another leaf. She's in caterpillar now. She's pushing another leaf. I think I will chop off this one. I think they keep getting these white things on them. I don't know if it's runoff from the other plants, but it's just like this white crust. Gross. I don't know. But this is newest leaf. It was turning a little yellow just because it got really dehydrated. Because it's looking for a root repot real bad. But I think I'm just gonna go ahead and chop it. It's kind of the point of being in here, trying to, you know, chop some things, give some space for them to all grow out once spring kind of hits. Because we had that, it was like a fake spring. It was like 2 weeks in January where it was just gorgeous. It was so beautiful. I noticed everybody in here was growing like crazy. I mean, there was like probably like a new leaf on every other plant. It was crazy. But yeah, so there was a new leaf on like every other plant, it felt like, for a minute. It was crazy in there. But it was a really good time. I don't know if you can see this. This is my Venetii. I got this one on Facebook for $50. It's freaking massive. It was a huge score because I don't like Venetii until they're mature. And I remember I was like, I'll just buy a mature one of these days. And it was $50. And I was like, oh, today's the day. So I got it. I was super stoked. It's been going really well. I hope you can see it. I just pushed a new leaf. It's not as big as the last leaf it pushed. But obviously, you know. Okay, so my camera, unfortunately, has like 18% battery left. And it's about ready to croak. I think it pretty much got through everything that needed, like, you know, thinning out for the most part. Everything on like the top few shelves, like as you go up, it gets to like more of my favorite plants. So I'll just give like a quick wrap of everybody else who's in there. And yeah, we'll probably call that a day. So, all right. So let me just try to get you in there. That is my dress dry from Grant. This is its newest leaf. It's abso-freaking-lutely gorgeous. I love it. That's my King of Spades. And this is its newest leaf. It looks like it gave me a little blister spot. So I'm want to see if it, holds on to that. What is that? That is my PAP RLSF F Bessier. Really, really cool. I do have it listed for sale just because I don't see using it in my breeding program, but it is really pretty. There is that NSC Carla that I was talking about. Let's see if I can zoom up on it. I'll just kind of do a little janky zoom. But yeah, really, really pretty. It's working on its new leaf. I do gotta chop its old leaves off. I will do that, I promise. But she's on the struggle bus. We won't talk about her. She's going through it. And then there's my Wengingdrii. I always botch the name of that plant. But she's flowering and she's starting to get the corkscrew look. So that's super exciting. There is the crystal. There is the Venetii. And there is everybody. I'll try to back up a little bit more. Everyone. Then just like my little corner of. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to my first big plant video. I have an Instagram. It's May Leaves. I'll probably, have the same name for the YouTube as long as it's not taken. But yeah, I will go into the plant cabinets next. I have one that has a few anthuriums. There's not too much happening in there. And then my anything but anthuriums cabinet. It's really, really colorful, very fun, very beautiful. So yeah, stay tuned for that and I'll catch you guys next time.